Hello again, brothers and sisters in Christ. Pastor Mike here. Welcome to another midweek meditation. Hopefully it finds you well. I apologize, this will probably be a shorter one. About midday on Wednesday, I started really not feeling well, and I really still don't feel well. But I wanted to get the midweek meditation out, because hopefully it's something that's useful in the middle of your week. So first and foremost, let's look at the text. Last Sunday, I talked about joy. Which is one of those concepts that I wish I talked about more, but I usually don't because it's not so easy to talk about. Not because we don't have it, but as I kind of mentioned in the sermon, sometimes we want to clearly define something, but it's very difficult to do so. You can describe it, you can point to instances of it, but ultimately, it is an important concept of our journey of faith. Just as our faith in Christ is, love, hope, those sorts of things, joy is a part of it. Joy has a unique ability of spreading the gospel. Joy has a way of strengthening us through things. And it is above all something that God gives us. I always love in the Old Testament the wonderful passage, the joy of the Lord is our strength. Think about that. It's His joy that strengthens us, grounds us, and guides us. And so hopefully, as much as we talked around it and about it, that it helped get you a good handle on how God gives us joy for our well-being and for the well-being of the world. Seek joy, brothers and sisters. But this week we are moving kind of to this last-esque Sunday of Easter. It's the seventh Sunday, then it's going to be Pentecost and Holy Trinity, and you have these chain of small holidays. And I tell you what, this is one of the good kind of final Easter things to meditate about. And really, this text from John, where he is praying for his disciples, guiding his disciples, is really a good lens at understanding what does it mean to be in the world but not of the world, which is one of the great, I think, Christian struggles. And hopefully I'll be talking about it well on Sunday. We are called to be in God's world, but not of it. It sounds to some people like some semiotic tomfoolery, but it's not. It's meant to help us understand something and to strike a balance. I know Christianity has often struggled with this. The Desert Fathers and some of the monastic movements really go to the extreme of the world is horrible, the world is evil, we need to flee from it. But in doing so, we leave people behind that should be able to hear the good news, that we should reach and that we care about. Christians also have had struggles with being overcome by the world. How the world functions is not necessarily how God functions. We hear Christ over and over again, my kingdom is not of this world. It is different, Hoss. And I tell you what, there is that struggle. And some Christians think, wow, we'll just be in the world. Of the world. But those extremes do not strike the healthy balance. We need to be connected to God's world because it is good, even though it is broken and faulty. But we need to be grounded in who God is so that we can be in this world but not be overcome of this world. Not an easy concept, not an easy one to preach on, but very, very important. And that's the hope that I can bring across this Sunday if I'm getting my head back on a swivel. The final one, which is important, is the day I'm actually recording it, is Ascension. Thursday the 9th is Ascension Day. It is this important day in the church, which not a lot of denominations anymore, I think, really hold the service because it's always on a Thursday. That's a little bit rough to do. Not a lot of people I know want to come Thursday at noon to, celebrate the Ascension. But it's this day where, post-resurrection, Christ has been amongst us for about 40 days. And then he ascends to the right hand of the Father. And then the Sunday after this one will be Pentecost, which is 50 day. But it's an important day. In the beginning of Acts, we have that story where the angels even remind the apostles, where it's like, no, he needs to ascend. He needs to wait for the appropriate hour to come again in the flesh. And so that is the larger explanation of why Christ is with us through bread and wine, body and blood, through the neighbor and all those other sorts of things, as opposed to physical. I had a kid ask me that one time, where it's like, well, I mean, he rose again, where'd he go? Well, he physically ascended to be at the right hand of the Father. So though he is not physically present. He is present in many and varied ways, which is always a hard explanation to do. But I'm starting to feel it again, brothers and sisters. Not feeling my best. But hopefully you guys are staying healthy, staying whole, staying hale. Because I definitely don't want to be sick when I got to go on my trip. So I'm going to wrap this up. Blessings, brothers and sisters. We'll talk to you soon. Bye now.